How are we going to pay for a £2.5 million car? Paying in cash is the obvious decision, but I want to explore the bespoke world of supercar and hypercar finance. Welcome back. Today we are trying to figure out how we're going to fund this hypercar purchase. Is finance king or is cash king? I'm pretty sure the saying is cash is king. Anyway, we're going to have no smoke and mirrors and we're going to try and figure out which one is better for this kind of purchase. So let's jump on in. But first, I need to introduce you to someone special and someone that's going to help me decide which car we get. And oh, we're doing the garage. So the garage progress is underway. The walls are now painted black and we have the lighting on, and I almost tripped to my death. This is my Tomi sign, T-O-M-I, not to my or to me, Tomi. And that's going on the wall. It's gonna look really nice. It's gonna look sexy. And then we're gonna have my TV over here and we're just gonna get it finished up so that I can start bringing you more content from within the garage. And that includes the TOMIAUTO podcast that hasn't got a name yet. Tomi Talks. Tomi Talk. Talk, as in drive. Yeah, Tomi Talks.
Yeah,
well, I feel like someone came up with that name. Did I come up with that? I don't know. Anyway, that's the name. I think that's the name. Anyway, let me introduce you to someone special. My wife, superstar Camille. Camille is a two-time Grammy winner who wrote songs such as Shout Out to My Ex and Black Magic for Little Mix. But more than that, she's an amazing wife, mum, friend, and advisor. Camille and I are partners in everything: life, family, and cars. Now, although you always see me driving the cars, she spends a lot of them driving too, just off camera. However, nothing gets parked in the garage without her say so. So let's show her some cars and get her opinion. And oh my God, you came out of nowhere. Did you hear me talking about you?
I did.
That was perfect timing. Hey, that's Oscar-worthy video. We're gonna go through these cars virtually. Similar specs, but the same models. And Camille's gonna help us figure out which car suits our life the best. So Camille, as you know, we are looking for a hypercar. I say we, I've been in the process. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to take you to see some of these cars. I wanted to take you to see a car today, but we were rejected in a very unkind fashion. So I've done the next best thing and I put it on Forza. I'm gonna take you through all the cars on the Tomi and Camille hypercar list. And I want your opinion.
I'm ready.
So, the first car we have on the list is the olden but golden Bugatti Veyron. These cars come in at a very reasonable sub £0.14 million. Let me talk you through some stats. So, Bugatti Veyron, 8-litre W16 quad turbocharged engine, 1001 horsepower, 0 to 60 in about 2.5 seconds. What do you think of the Bugatti Veyron?
I like it, however, if it's not the one that I already drove, I don't want it.
Because any comments on the car itself?
I think the car's gorgeous. Oh, the baby's
Our baby's just arrived. She's coming here to feature in this hypercar search. This is my newborn child. 25 plate, as you do. Top spec, top of the range. Yep.
Okay, what do I think of this one?
So what do you think of the Bugatti Veyron?
I feel like it's cute, but I also feel like in this country, what are we doing with a Bugatti? Really and truly.
I hear you. I hear you.
Where are we going?
But the Veyron does have that heritage. It is the oldest car on this list, however.
Then we need new.
Something newer, okay.
We need something newer.
Okay, let me show you another flavor. The next car on the list of potential cars to add to the collection, we have another one coming in at sub £1.3 million. This is the McLaren P1. It's a hybrid hypercar with a 3.8-litre twin turbocharged V8, putting out 903 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 2.7 seconds, and comes in again at an affordable sub £1.3 million. It was an original member of the Holy Trinity. In reference to Holy Trinity, I'm talking about the LaFerrari, the P1, and the 918 Spider. This car sparked McLaren's revolution, I would say, into other cars, as they took a lot of their styling elements from the P1. It is a cool car. It is a fancy car. A bonus of the McLaren P1 is that recently they have seen a spike in price. Current price, 1.2 million. I feel like these have scope to go to about 4 to 5 million within the next 4 to 5 years. And that's just because we don't have cars like this anymore. And then also, if we look at the trend of the McLaren F1, its predecessor, it's followed a similar trajectory. The only issue again, Mark McCann's just bought one. Second issue, maintenance on McLarens can be a bit dear.
Yeah.
The McLaren P1 has been a bit renowned for having hybrid battery issues. If you don't charge them, you lose them, and they're 100k. So that is on the list.
Wow.
Let me know. What do you think of the styling of the car?
I love it. I just feel like because we've had one, I'm not that excited about it.
We haven't had a P1 though.
Oh, I'm getting this all wrong. So what did we have before?
765 LT Spider.
Is that
XP.
better or worse than this?
Worse.
Okay, so
Worse.
it's a step up from the McLaren that we had.
A massive step up.
Okay.
Holy Trinity, as in the Father, the Son,
This
and
is
the Holy
like the
Spirit.
top level McLaren
So
you can get.
this is, I would say that this would be, in the Holy Trinity, the Father would be the LaFerrari, the Son, and the Holy Spirit is hard to tell which one's which out of the two. But anyway, next on the list, another one from our dear friends at McLaren, the McLaren Senna. Now, this car is a full carbon fiber body car, as many McLarens are. It features a similar V8 that is in the P1, apart from this time without the hybrid setup. It was also based on the McLaren 720S. This car is special for a few reasons. The massive amounts of aero you can see on the body, you can tell that, right? You've got a nice little perspex screen out there, so you can see out the side if you want to. A lot of downforce. It is, however, very much a track car. Again, 4-litre twin-turbo V8, 789 horsepower, 0 to 60 in about 2.7 seconds. However, unlike the P1, which was 1.2 million, we can pick one of these up for a measly 750,000 Great British pounds.
I mean, that's a lot of money, isn't it?
750,000 Great British pounds. Still less than 1.2 million.
Yay!
But, so what are your thoughts on this car? Just based off of appearance.
It's not making me go, wow.
Okay.
Is it making you go, wow?
I mean, not really. And there is much debate whether this is a hypercar or a supercar.
You can always count on the realist feedback from Camille.
Next car on the list, this one was a favorite of the guys at home, massively out of budget. The Koenigsegg Agera RS, there was one for sale directly. It is a convertible, as in you can take the roof off. It was retailing at 3.4? 3.5 million pounds. So the Agera RS is significantly more expensive than every other car on the budget.
You look so tired and stressed out.
I'm tired and stressed out. It is a Koenigsegg though. Whether or not it has scope to go up in price, I have no idea, but it will not go down in price. What are your thoughts on the Agera RS?
I like it, but I'm not like, oh my gosh, blown away.
So, good, because we can't afford it. And finally, on the list, we have my hero car. The guys at home hero, well, like 30, 40, 50, 60% of you think this is the hero car. But the greatest in the Holy Trinity that's under £5 million, we have the Porsche 918 Spider. Spider referring to the fact that this roof section can be removed for a convertible experience. The only car in the original Holy Trinity that featured this. This 918 has a naturally aspirated V8 with hybrid assist, meaning you can do up to 18 miles electrically. Great for the environment, great for our neighbours. 887 horsepower, 944 pound-foot of torque, providing a 0 to 60 time of 2.5 seconds. And it is also the cheapest hypercar on the list, coming in at a measly sub 1.25 million pounds. The Porsche 918 Spider has been projected to be a £2 million car by this time next year by many experts I've spoken to. Number one expert, the guy in my head. You can see the sleek design. Again, the roof can be removed. They come two different variants. You can get it with the Visac pack or regular pack. Honestly, we'd be fine with either. What is your opinion on the Porsche 918 Spider?
I love this one.
This car is the easiest to drive of the bunch,
This is it
the
for me.
fastest around the bunch, and also the one I feel has the most scope to rise in price of the bunch. So, yeah, 918
I love
Spider.
this one.
Okay,
This is my fave.
So this is her fave. This is my fave. We're not locked in yet because we haven't been able to see one, not only one for sale, but not even one in person for you to sit inside.
One thing that Camille is real. She looks at the cars and she's made a decision on what she thinks is best. So now we have a dilemma. Do we pay for this car with all cash, not physical cash, as in bank transfer is what I'm saying, or do we explore these finance options? On one hand, there's something special and clean about just buying a car outright. However, financing adds some protection for you, as well as allowing you to free up other capital to do other things and invest your money in other ways. So let's figure out what's best for us.
Okay, so basically the figures I need are figures for a P1, a Porsche 918 Spider, Bugatti Veyron, and then Senna. We need Senna numbers as well.
All right, cool. Thanks, bro. I appreciate that.
Oh my God. So I've made some calls and I've got some quotes and the numbers are pretty insane.
It's not cheap. It's not cheap. It's not cheap. All right. So this is where we're at. This is where we're at. Let me read out some figures to you. Oh my gosh. I don't know what, I knew it wouldn't be cheap, but I didn't know it would be this expensive. Okay.
So here's what I found out. These are the numbers if you decide to finance these cars with a 20% deposit over 3 to 4 years.
So for the McLaren Senna, at £800,000, the deposit will be £160,000, and I'm looking at £6,000 a month. So that deposit is 20% of the car's value, basically. And okay.
Think of finance as almost like a safety net or a protection that you pay for the privilege of using. Look at it this way. If someone was to buy a £1 million car and they put the entirety of their £1 million into that car, that means that they have less free-flowing cash to invest in other things or to purchase other things. By doing it this way, it ensures that you can part with as little money as possible whilst keeping as much physical cash as possible whenever you need it.
Might as well stick with McLaren. So the McLaren P1 at 1.5 million with a 20% deposit of 300,000 Great British pounds. £11,260 a month. Again, rough figures. These are basically with a final repayment or balloon of a certain value. So the Senna, apparently £875,000 balloon.
So a balloon figure is basically what the bank views the car being worth in that many years, depending on the time of the agreement. It's basically their minimum value of the car, a way that they can protect themselves and also protect you. So for example, a Porsche 918 current purchase price is about 1.25 million. The bank set a balloon figure of around 900k. This means that they don't think a Porsche 918 will ever be worth less than anything under 900k, no matter what the circumstances or mileage is. This means that when you're financing the car, all you're really paying is the difference between the value you're purchasing at now and the final balloon payment. Subsequently, this means that you're technically only funding the £350,000 difference there. However, you have to remember that you're still paying interest on whatever amount you borrow.
Veyron with 300 grand down comes to 10,000 Great British pounds a month. 10,000 Great British pounds. Okay, he's throwing in some other figures. He said, I should look at these cars anyway. Bugatti Chiron at 2.8 million pounds with a 300k deposit is 24,000 Great British pounds a month. And that means that the car has a residual value or final balloon payment of 1.7 million pounds. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, these numbers are stressing me out. But do you know what the most stressful number is here? The LaFerrari. So a LaFerrari at 3.8 million pounds with a 380,000 pounds deposit, the monthly amount comes to 34,748 Great British pounds a month.
Oh my God.
That's people's salary. That's people's salary.
That's more than people's
Per month.
per month.
Oh my goodness, that would, oh, that scares me. But surprisingly, my favorite one, the best number that I can see, seems to be the Porsche 918 Spider. A Porsche 918 at 1.3 million with a 20% deposit comes to a very reasonable sub £6,000 a month. Well, hey, I don't make the rules here, but that's what I'm seeing in front of me. It's sub £6,000 a month. That is less than like some supercars that we have. For example, I think that's less than the Revuelto. So the 918, not only is it super affordable, my wife likes it. So I think the 918 is winning. Honestly, I knew buying a hypercar wasn't going to be cheap, but I didn't expect it to be that expensive. However, some of these sound doable. Others, I might need to sell a kidney. So here's where things get complicated. I have two options. I could sell all of the cars to buy a hypercar outright, which will be painful, or I can sell a handful to ensure that I can still get that hypercar. I think I know what's more appealing. It's about balance, liquidity versus legacy. I could have one dream car, or I could have a nice full garage. I think I know which decision I'm going to make, but I have to make it soon. So what I've realized is inevitably cars will have to go. So next time we're gonna have to figure out which cars are going and which cars are staying. Which cars are the sacrifice and which one will be my savior. That makes no sense, but one thing I do know is that the SVJ decision is gonna be tough, because if I wanna buy it in cash, it's probably gonna have to go. And now a quick word from our sponsor. Welcome to the Tomi School of Cars. Sign up for a car course where I tell you about cars, and it's a course, and I trick people to think that they can make money, but I make money from the course, and that's how I make money, but you think it's about cars. Welcome to Tomi School of Cars video. Sign up, only 6 shekels a year. Okay, and also, unrelated fun fact note, that was a joke. I may be starting a giveaway site. If you're interested in that, just comment, I can't wait, down below. And yeah, you'll be first to know. Or no, you know what? If you subscribe, you'll be first to know. And I might be giving away something for free. It's a luxury wash. Free. This is a teaser, by the way. So free, it's gonna happen soon. And then we'll give away cars, like a GT4 RS, or I don't know, a Cayman, or maybe a Golf. I don't know. This is all down to legal. It depends if I get it agreed and it's all right.